everybody, my name is Leanne and I'm a creative designer here at Sizzix. So this is my very first vlog and it will cover some of the very basics of an old traditional style of printmaking known as block printing. You may already be familiar. It will include a quick tutorial on how to fashion your own stamp and also a quick overview of how to create original eye-catching pattern designs. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so I'm just going to run through what you're going to need today for this project. So you need the Big Shot. This one is the limited edition machine. You need some fabric inks, some generic craft foam, just the basic stuff you get for kids, some double-sided sticky sheet, some white fabric, a clear acrylic block, well it's just a stamping pad, and the Stamper Secret weapon. The dye we're using today is the sunflower dye, one of our new dyes, and we're just going to be using the flower piece today. Okay, so we'll get started. So first step is to back your foam with the double-sided sticky sheet. So we'll cover the whole thing because I'll use that another time. So just make sure that's firmly pressed on and just cut a small amount, a bit larger than the die. Okay, so sandwich between your plates. You want the foam side up really and the die on top. And that should be okay for one pull. Okay, so that should pop out really easily. Okay, so that's the only die cutting part for this project. Right, so we just need the clear acrylic printing plate. Now this needs to be whatever you're using. You can use one of these or anything else really, as long as it's flat, solid, and just sturdy really. So I use acrylic pads because you can see where you're putting the shape when you're printing. Okay, so just press that firmly on. I'm ready to go. So if you just lay your fabric out flat, now you want this to be ironed. Any creases will sort of cause breaks in the print. And we'll just choose a colour. So these are Versacraft inks. So they're used for fabric, paper, wood, all sorts. I find they're quite good. So getting a nice even coverage. So this colour is called Wisteria. It's a nice lilac-y colour. I also like these because there's no need for an applicator. You can just stamp directly onto the die. Okay. Okay, so position your shape. I'll just give it a good firm press. Okay, that should do it. And you can see that's a lovely clean print. So we're going to just do a very simple repeat pattern. So it's going to be a brick layout. You'll see as we go on. So you see the clear pad helps you position the shape where you want it to. You see straight through it. If you wanted to do multicoloured print, you could have a couple of stamps on the go. It's going to be much easier to have, you know, one stamp for each colour, so you're not having to wash the stamp every time. So nice even coverage. And the next row will slot in here. Okay. And the reason I've chosen white cotton is because it's a nice fine weave. Anything textured will again cause breaks in the print. I mean, if you like that effect, you know, it can look really nice. This stuff prints really nicely on linen. If you want a nice rustic effect. I'll just print a few more for you, just so you can see the full effect of the pattern. Okay, if you find that any of the ink is sort of getting around the shape there, you can just give that a quick wipe. It shouldn't print up any, it's just the edges here that you need to be careful of. Okay. And these colours are really quite bright, they're lovely against the white. So we'll leave it at that for a minute. Now you'll find that these inks are actually quite sticky, so they're still wet. So before you fold or do anything, you need to heat set the the ink. So we'll just get the ironing board. Okay, and it doesn't need a very high setting, just sort of medium setting. And just run over it for a few seconds. Okay, so that's now heat set, fully dry, fully washable. Now I'll just show you some of the projects I've made previously, just so you can see the print in full effect. So this little booklet here was done using one of our essential dies of flower leaves and layers. So it was just a basic flower. I've used a die, to punch a hole in the centre, and then I've used a die pick just to poke some texture into it. So you can just see here little holes, and that's me just basically pushing some texture into the die. And you'll see that this one has 3 of the same shape running across. So I'll just show you quickly actually how quickly you can print. If you've got larger printing plates, the more you can fit on it. So if you just sort of roughly work out how your repeat will work, make sure that it slots in and you can block print larger areas. So I think this one was using this lovely emerald colour. So these inks, they seem to have a similar texture to block printing inks, which is what would traditionally be used, so they're quite sticky. And they take really well to the foam. Now you could consider using other materials. I've used polystyrene before, that's quite easy to push, to die cut and to push texture into. Okay, just make sure that these edges are clean. Okay. Go with the even pressure right across the centre. And there you go. These stamping pads are brilliant. You'll find that if you're working on a normal work surface, you won't get an uneven print. So I think it's quite an essential tool for fabric printing, really. I'll just do one more. And position that the same as above, and brick effect. There you have it. So you can continue along that, just it works a lot more quickly than if you were to use a single die. Obviously the bigger the shape, the more ink it will take, so these are quite small. They do come in larger sizes. I'll just show you a project I was just testing for durability, really. This is just a basic essential circle die. Here's the stamp, and the texture is made with a pattern maker's wheel, so I literally just run that across there to get some texture. Has a lovely effect. So this has used quite a lot of ink, as you can see, and you'll see from the very first print, nice and clear, and then by the end the stamp has run a little bit tired. So what you could do in that situation is remake the stamp. If you would rather it be exactly the same pattern, then try and work at the same. If not, do another one and alternate between the stamps. Okay, it's a nice napkin. So that fabric is linen. As I said before, it gives a nice texture. You don't have to worry too much about it being completely flat. It's quite nice if there's bits missing. Makes it look a little bit more authentic. And then just lastly, a little pose here. Now this one was printed 2 at a time, 2 colours at a time, and because they're laid out like this on the die, I could easily just miss the edges of those and do 2 colours at a time. Hey, thank you everyone for joining me today. I've had a lot of fun and hope to do a bit more printing with you in the future. If you'd like more details about the sunflower die, just visit the website. And just a reminder, so the flower comes with leaf, centre and the main die there. Lovely set, one of my favourites. Okay, and if you're looking for some inspiration, there are some great trend boards on the blog, so head over to that, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.